Welcome to the 36th meeting of Junto Club. We're back after an extended break due to holiday travel, illness, and moving. I start out with a rusty introduction before we move on to talk about learning from someone who knows, the launch of the James Webb Telescope, Betty White, and making classic cars electric. Our main topic is on sports and society. We discuss how sports can have a profound role in shaping identity and invite you to worship at the altar of some of the country's best franchises. We end on an unnecessarily depressing note to ring in the new year. For any questions, comments, or if you'd like to rant on something important to you, email juntoclubpodcast@gmail.com. This is Junto Club.
Junto Club.
All right, welcome to the, what is it? 36th meeting of Junto Club.
Oh my gosh.
I'm fucking up already. All right.
Yes, you are. Damn.
Right. Junto Club is a meeting between us three, Matt, Shu, and myself, Michael. We are three friends from a PhD program, and this was created to mirror Benjamin Franklin's Junto Club, which was a meeting between friends to better themselves. And they better themselves by discussing philosophy, science, politics, and anything else that interested them to better understand themselves and the world around them. So we do that in memory of the original Junto Club, and Shu starts every episode with a quote from Benjamin Franklin. So Shu, take it away.
All right. And today's quote is another one that's kind of confusing me a little. And the quote is, quote, "Learn of the skillful, and he that teaches himself hath a fool for his master," end quote. Is that semicolon or colon? Semicolon, right? Learn of the skillful, semicolon?
That's a full colon.
There's a colon? Okay. Yeah. Skillful, colon. And then he that teaches himself hath a fool for his master.
All right. I think this one's actually pretty straightforward.
Oh, really?
He's basically saying if you don't have a master, someone to teach you, it's the equivalent to having a fool for a master. Basically saying teaching yourself is going to make you bad. You should have someone learn from people with expertise, who studied it, done it longer. It's interesting.
Yeah.
And in general, I agree. It seems a little harsh because I think you can teach yourself most things. I think teaching yourself does run the risk of you like missing something or developing a bad habit or something. Like there's always the chance where someone with more experience might have been able to help smooth out the process, but I don't think it's that bad. To be fair, though, this was a very different time. And when Benjamin Franklin said this, it was much harder to get resources to teach yourself. So maybe what he was implying wouldn't even, because we think of teaching yourself now as like, oh, I'll go on YouTube, right, and watch like an in-detailed guide. But in a sense, that is kind of someone else teaching you anyway. So
yeah.
Right. Yeah. No, I agree 100%. And that was my thinking too, was like, yeah, at his time, you literally like needed to seek out like a master in person. Like it was like an apprentice and a master. Now it's like, yeah, you can MOOC your way to knowing things pretty well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that make a lot of sense now. Yeah. I guess in the quote it's quite straightforward actually. Now that I think about it, I guess I have to learn from you guys to understand this. So
were you overcomplicating it, trying to like?
No, I guess I just because I said, a lot of people teach themselves, right? So so it's not really a big problem like nowadays, as you mentioned. So yeah, I think that kind of confused me. Is that I feel like okay, people like a lot of people are self-taught, right? So
yeah, well, the resources now are 10,000 times more. Like then, like what your option was to go to a library, and then like unless it's a big topic, there probably wouldn't even be a book on it, right?
Yeah.
So then what are you doing? Just literally figuring everything out for yourself?
Yeah. It's inefficient. You can self-taught, but it's inefficient because you're going to make a lot of mistakes. It's better to learn it from other people. They already go through the mistakes already. You save yourself a lot of time. Yeah.
Well, that's for the cognitive science qualifying exam. That was one of the books we had to read was about like how humans are the dominant species because essentially because we're good at teaching each other, like not only like the appropriate use of tools, but like why we use those tools for different things. So like, cause they talk about like how chimpanzees and like in like different higher order primates will like, they'll like see like other, animals like using tools in certain ways, like using sticks to get bugs from holes or something like that. But there isn't necessarily like the intent, at this time, this is an older book, so maybe there are examples of monkeys doing this now, but like there isn't necessarily the same like teaching, passing down of knowledge, like and wisdom that like the perspective taking isn't as strong.
So, yeah. I've heard that before where like obviously we're smarter than other primates, right? But the idea is like we're not that much smarter individually, but we're able to share and build upon that knowledge, which like kind of accumulates to a ridiculous degree to make, this massive difference where it's not even like in the same realm,
Right.
They're still like swinging sticks and we have cell phones. So,
right. It allows us to evolve like on like, is it historical time or like, like evolve over generations as opposed to like evolve as a species. So,
yeah. Also, I like how you couldn't just be like, I read a book. You had to be like, at the cognitive science qualifying exam. Drop that in real quick.
It wasn't even a humble brag. It was literally me being like, this probably isn't something I would have read on my own.
Like, was the qualifying exam that for your PhD?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cognitive science. Okay, all right, sure.
Well, we
understand. Mike has to remind the audience.
To be fair, like cognitive to do the qualifying, you only really need to take like 3 classes on cognitive science, right?
Yeah, so. No, it's not impressive. As I said, it was more the shared context, and it was more the that I would probably not have read that book had I not been strongly advised to for this test.
Right. I just wanted to poke fun at you. It's okay.
No, I appreciate. I'll own it.
All right. So Ben Franklin predicted primate evolution. That's what we got from this.
Yeah, that's right.
He's the man.
He understood it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so
many topics. We're moving on.
Yeah. How's the CrossFit training for you, Mike? Going?
I enjoy it. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I enjoy, like, I more so than I would have expected. I enjoy training in groups. Because you do get like that. I don't want to look too pathetic. So you do get that extra burst of energy and adrenaline and strength.
Yeah.
And I mean, I like sort of the more dynamic Olympic style lifting. It's fun. I mean, it is, like, I feel like I enjoy all types of lifting more when I have to be incredibly focused on form. Just because like it's almost like you're distracting yourself from the pain by like focusing on like, am I doing this right? Yeah. And short workouts are nice. So
hold on. Do you do strict pull-ups, or are you doing the like those CrossFitty like whoosh pull-ups?
So they teach. So actually, at my previous gym, they did more kipping pull-ups, but like at the CrossFit, they seem to be moving more towards like there is some stuff with the kipping swing, but they do strict pull-ups as well.
Yeah, and you alternate sometimes. A lot depends on the class. Sometimes if you want to go for speed, right? But I think a lot of people, and I realize actually is very injury prone. Like to do keeping pull-ups, right? You get so fast, your shoulder you get injured especially for beginners, right?
Right.
Yeah. Even though you just make it easy, right? You make it feel good that you can do so many pull-ups, but it actually is bad for you, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So it's, I mean, when it comes to the dynamics, I, try to take it like somewhat easy. I mean, when it comes to like cleans and stuff, I feel like I'm getting down, the hip pop and all that, but the kipping swing is, I do try to be cognizant of my shoulder. So
that's good. Yeah.
So, but no, it's fun. Yeah. So.
Okay. Sounds good. I guess before there's one more thing I talk about. I was thinking about COVID recently, and then there's a theory. Like, Matt, do you know what's the probability of individual getting COVID? Like, what's the chance?
Like any.
Yeah, I guess what's the probability? Like, is it probably 1 in 100, or 1% of getting COVID?
I don't know. Haven't we had how many cases have we had in the U.S.?
What about dying from COVID? Like, what's the back in the day? You can think about it at the beginning, right? What's the chance of dying from COVID? Is 1 in a million? 1 in 1,000?
I think probably more like 1 in 1,000.
Okay.
Based on the deaths, maybe 1 in 10,000.
So
we've had over 50 million cases in the U.S. With 350 million people, so that's like 1 in 7.
Yeah.
Right now have had COVID, maybe
so,
more.
Yeah. So Matt, Mike, I guess I think we talked about you getting COVID before. So when you get a shot, getting a vaccine, do you feel anything?
No. I mean, nothing. I mean, my arm was sore, so I mean, I get the booster literally today, so I can. But that's going to be the results of that are going to be a little bit conflated because I'm getting flu at the same time, and I actually have sort of felt shitty after getting the flu shot. But
the first shot, when you first shot vaccine, did you feel anything?
No,
okay.
Literally the first shot I had a sore arm. The second shot was almost a 0. Like I didn't even really get that sore of an arm.
Okay, never mind then. My theory is that if you get your vaccine and you didn't feel anything, you probably, even when you get your COVID, you probably won't feel anything. But I guess you'll feel pretty bad when you have COVID, right?
Well, I mean, I had a pretty significant or substantial cough. That was the symptom. Yeah. So honestly, I didn't feel that bad. Maybe a little bit tired and a cough. So, but and the cough was I mean, I'm guessing just based on the time I had it and the fact that I was, when I get the vaccine that I had Delta. So at least for Delta, there was a very distinct sound to my cough. I've never had a cough that sounded like that before. It was it almost had a horn, horn sound.
I kind of wish I heard it. But...
So yeah, it was an interesting cough, and it was a heavy cough to the point where it I probably got a little bit of a bruise in my chest or something. But
yeah.
So, but yeah, that was basically it.
Yeah. Anyway, it sounds like the society turning toward okay, everybody's gonna have COVID anyway, so it's back to normal. It's gonna be a new normal, right? That's it's gonna be a flu, basically, right? So
what the technical term is endemic, where it's
endemic.
Just around. Pandemic. Yeah, it's just around, and we live with it. You know.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I think probably, at least for a few more years, masks will be pretty typical in indoor spaces. And, and people will actually, as opposed to the flu shot, which I feel like a lot of people didn't get, they may more regularly get a seasonal shot. So.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good. All right, let's get into the mini topic one. The mini topic. Have you guys heard about, do you guys have any topics you want to talk about? Any news stuff that you find interesting recently?
Well, I'll bring one thing up. Have y'all been watching the James Webb Telescope stuff a little, or seeing the news on it?
Oh no, I haven't heard anything. I feel like I
haven't heard anything about this.
No.
It's like the next best Hubble. All right, so let me talk about it a little bit.
Well, I've heard of James Webb, but I didn't hear any research.
Yeah, so there's the James Webb Telescope launched, was it a week ago or something like that? And it's basically going to be a super Hubble, but there's a bunch of things that are different about it. First of all, it's not orbiting the Earth. They're sending it off somewhere in kind of out from the Earth and the sun to orbit in some spot that's going to, be far away so that it gets better readings, right? And it's much larger. It's going to have a much larger mirror array to collect light, and it's going to be the sensor's more focused on infrared, because things that light that comes really far away is red shifted. So the sensor actually goes into the infrared spectrum to be able to see more distant stuff, because it's really focused on really far things away. So it's not trying to check out our corner of this galaxy, but like, look far. And they've been like tweeting about it because it's really big, but they had to launch it. So they've had this very elaborate unfolding process where like it was like a tube, and they put out all these things and they unfolded this giant sun mirror that was like these sheets and stretched them out. And they've been unfolding parts of the actual telescope, the mirrors and the booms and stuff. And so they've been tracking it, and like obviously having all these mechanical things that have to like move and unfold and lock creates a lot of opportunity for failure. So they've been like talking about like, here's like single points of failure that could happen like as I get through them. So it's been kind of interesting, but it's through most of it now. So it's looking pretty good that it's going to be able to get to its little spot, get fully operational and give us like the best by far, like images of like deep space that we've ever had. Some people are talking about, if there was an intelligent alien civilization that was able to do things that would like significantly change their planet, or like, you ever hear of the Dyson sphere concept where they start to like, the Dyson sphere is this theoretical thing where you kind of wrap your star of your solar system to like collect energy from it. Because the idea is like an advanced civilization would move from collecting energy from their planet to collecting it directly from the star. The idea is this would actually be able to detect some of that stuff. So some people are like, oh, better chance that if there's like an advanced, space, like an advanced civilization that's like in space already, we'd be able to detect them with this. NASA probably has
before they detect us.
Yeah, I'm sure NASA has much more reasonable goals in terms of like understanding the universe. That's better, but I think they'll be like, maybe we could detect alien life is more exciting.
Nice.
So anyway, James Webb Telescope, you can Google it. It's pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't realize. Like, I had heard about it when I was probably like a kid because it's been coming for like years. But
probably
I didn't realize they had actually launched it. So that's cool.
Oh, really? You have been working for a long time?
I'm sure. I mean, it's a very big project. Honestly, I didn't know anything about it till like after it launched, and I started seeing stuff like pop up online about it. But I'm sure they've been working on it for a while.
And you say, Matt, you have a Twitter account?
I don't.
Oh, you say you were like reading Twitter, and they publish a lot of stuff on Twitter.
Stuff pop up on the internet from Twitter, right? Around its reference, but they have a Twitter account, along the website and stuff, where they are putting out things as it happens.
Yeah. How was it launched? Was it launched by NASA itself?
I assume so. I didn't look into that.
Oh, okay. I was just curious. Is it launched by like SpaceX or other like private launch companies, right? I just don't even, I thought like NASA doesn't launch anything anymore. So
that's true. Who knows? Maybe the Russians did it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Actually, the Russian used to launch a lot of stuff for US. So yeah. Anyway, so Mike, you have anything?
Not for a mini topic, I guess. I mean, I'm trying to, I guess.
Or anything annoys you?
Anything that annoys me
in the news.
We don't have the time.
We do.
No, I mean, I guess like I'm trying to think if there's anything like interesting about like New Year's or any interesting news. Betty White dying. Are you sad?
But that's a big news. Everybody knows about that.
Well, yeah. I mean, well, what am I gonna talk about that no one knows about?
Apparently, the James Webb Telescope.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's true.
I think I remember, and he mentioned it on the news, but just passing through me, right? Just like, oh, okay, something got launched and then whatever, and it was talking about briefly in the news, and then
yeah. No, there's some guy who was on stream talking about Betty White. I saw something where some guy on stream like a week before she died, someone mentioned like something about her, and he was like, Betty White's not going to make it to 2022, and he literally he was like whatever, like December, whatever day she died. He's like, December that day. He's like, she's done. And then like they had him later, like, you know, when he found out his Twitch chat was like, Betty White died. He's like, you're just messing with me, right? Like, and he was like, oh shit. He actually killed her. To be fair, I'm sure people have been predicting her death, you know, a lot the last like 10 years. So.
Well, actually, okay, there was an interesting part of that story that you may or may not know. Did you know People magazine put out like Betty White turns 100 issue before she died? Like, and
I knew they had written it. I didn't know they had published it.
Oh no, it was like on, like I saw it like at a store and I was like, oh, that's bad timing.
I mean, for them, they're probably like, it's going to sell some money. People are going to be like, I want to buy that issue.
Yeah. So.
Be a collectible item.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. That's good. Go ahead.
Well, no, I was just going to say that is an interesting twist to the story. It's like, why would
Did you say you saw it? You say you saw it in stores?
Oh, yeah. I saw it at a store. Yeah.
Really? When?
After she was dead. So it was like, that's why I took note of it. It was like, if she was still alive, I would have been like, oh, all right. Like, but I was just like, that doesn't make sense. Like,
I think, it could be like turns 100 today, but she's already dead, right? I mean, a lot of people say they can still, now a lot of people, like Benjamin Franklin turns like 300 years old today, something like that. I don't know.
Right. No, but I think this was, they just jumped the gun a little bit.
Yeah. But I know a lot of, like, I used to like reading like obituaries from like New York Times. They already have good stories. Like basically, they do a very good job with that obituary section talking about like these people.
Mm-hmm.
So I know they always like prepare these like obituaries before like people are actually dead. They do a lot of research and they call people and try to write it up, prepare for their eventual doom, I guess, right? Right. So when they actually die, the day of, they can just publish it right away. Right. So.
Yes, I remember Shu in the lab would have obituaries lying around.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I remember. It was always so uplifting.
Exactly.
I hope someone like one day walked around the desk just like kind of curious and I was like, what the heck?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
actually, it is uplifting for me, but it's probably not uplifting for you guys.
Hey, you know, whatever works for you.
Yeah. All right. So, Mike, I think you recently bought a Mustang, right?
I did, yeah.
How'd you like it?
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, it's just nice that, like, I haven't had a new car ever, so it's nice just to have a new car. So it's like, oh, I can use Apple Play, and, you know, I don't need to worry too much about the car breaking down.
So recently, I mean, I heard of a few companies that are doing actually converting a lot of classic cars into electric cars. Right? What do you think about that?
I mean, if they could keep the same power and everything, sure. That's like, I mean, I guess I question about the cost of converting versus the cost of just like making a new car. But
yeah,
I think it's like converting the model. Like it's still, the company's still building new cars, but they're electric cars, but they look like they have the same style and design as their retro cars, right? Yeah, Isn't that right, Shu? Like it's not like they're converting old cars.
No, these are actually converting classic those for example, a lot of people hate a lot of people actually don't really like the new Mustang style, right? The new Mustangs, right? But a lot of people love the classic 1970 or 1973 Mustang, right?
So they're buying these old Mustangs and then tearing out the engine?
Yeah, kind of. I think I'm not sure exactly what's the process of converting, but a lot of people using these classic cars, right? Because it's going to waste. A lot of people it's not going to waste, right? It's just not very, I guess, you don't use it as much, right? And also manufacturing, a lot of costs in manufacturing cars actually in manufacturing. Electric cars like Tesla and the pollution, right? The carbon emission is actually during the manufacturing process. So if you can convert classical cars, old cars already into electric cars, you actually save a lot of the carbon emission stuff. So but right now, there's a couple place in London, in England, and they are doing converting classical, more like for luxury, right? Because these are classical cars, right? So they were converting them into electric. So that way, actually, it's very easy to maintain. It might be last longer because right, you can keep these like models. So yeah, of course they strip out the inside and stuff like that to make it more modern a little bit. But the outside, and it's the form, the style, the model, you actually keep it. Yeah. So I'm not sure how they do the converting of the engine, but yeah. But they are doing it. But yeah, it's super expensive right now for those, like, of course, the high end, like super classic cars, right? But of course, they're gonna trickle down. A lot of people are trying to start making it more like everyday people. It's like you can convert in your I don't know, Honda or something into electric cars. So yeah.
I don't know. I guess I just question, like, is it that much, like how much more waste is produced just like making electric Hyundai or whatever it is?
Well, yeah, the Mediterranean, yeah, you're right. But also, right now, there's a lot of cars on the road already, right? If you made the cost of cheaper of just converting it into electric, right? You don't really need to buy a new car, actually. You can just converting whatever right? My 2004 Toyota Corolla into the electric car, and then,
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm for it if the power of the car, like, isn't too lost, and also if I mean, my Mustang does not have great gas mileage. So.
What's the gas mileage on your Mustang?
I probably can get I think I can honestly get like 200 miles a tank, like.
But we don't know how big your tank
many gallons?
is, so
yeah.
I don't know. I don't even remember, to be honest. But it's 12 maybe. I don't know.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, it's definitely over 10. So I'm thinking it's like 11 or 12. So yeah, but
you're gonna say like 20 at least, because a lot of modern cars are like hitting like 30, 40, right? Like modern. At least the hybrids and stuff, like, they're getting really good. But
no, my mom's car is a Toyota Camry, and we drove that up the coast, and we drove like 400, just over 400 miles, and we honestly probably didn't even need to fill it. Like, it would have, like, a single tank probably could have done it. So,
and that's not going to be a big tank in that car.
Yeah. So,
So
no.
Also, have you guys seen 2022 Ford Mustang electric Mach-E?
Oh yeah, I did see there was an electric one. Yeah.
What do you think?
No, I mean, I appreciate the move toward electric. It's just, for me, it was just like, it was an affordable car that I liked the look of, and I don't drive long distances, so basically, I drive like 3 miles at a time, so I'm not like.
Yeah, a lot of people actually hate the Mustang, the electric Mustang. Like, what the heck? It just doesn't look like a Mustang at all. Why do you call it Mustang, right? It's just like bad. You kind of a back strategy. Like, you are almost like diluting the brand of the Mustang. It's just like everybody's it's not a Taurus or something. I don't know, something like that. But anyway, yeah, it just looks terrible. It just doesn't look like a Mustang at all.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now, and it just seems kind of weird. Like, it's just a little tall. It's almost like it's just tall for like a sporty car, right? Like, it's halfway to like an SUV height from the side profile. And I agree. Like, why wouldn't you just put it?
So so that's why if you have a 1970 or 73 a classic Mustang, everybody loves that. Just convert it into electric. That would be awesome, right? Just driving around. But personally, I don't know. I kind of like the engine sound of the combustion engine. That when you gas to the pedal,
Look, I'm as big of a electric vehicle supporter as anyone, but I have to admit, like, combustion engines, like, when they're tuned well, they sound nice. It's a nice feeling of hitting the gas and the vibration and the rumble, but that's not worth it.
It was it. To be to brag a little, I just got a Jeep Wrangler.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like, in the gas mileage, it's bad. It's not, I think it's like 15 gallons tank. I can go like 300 300 miles or something.
Yeah, it's on
But yeah,
par
it's
with
like
mine. Yeah.
I think the gas. I think it's like maybe 15 miles per gallon or something. It's
Oh my
terrible,
gosh.
but
Both
still,
of
it's
y'all,
worth it.
you're
Like,
both killing the environment. You
Yeah,
got out
when
of school, you got some money, and then you decide to destroy the world.
Yeah, I just like the way like when you're on a highway, you won't go fast, and just like the sound just so nice, right? Yeah, compared to my cheap like 2004 Corolla, is like it doesn't go anywhere.
Well, speaking of something interesting I saw over New Year's that's very related to this shoe that you can keep in mind, and near my hotel in San Francisco, guess what a regular gallon of gas cost?
Oh, $5?
$6.
Oh shit! Man, I guess outside San Francisco because I live outside, right?
Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
It's more like $5 average, and then
Right. That's
that's
what
why
it
I go
is
to
in LA. Yeah.
yeah. That's why I go to
Biden's coming
Costco.
for you. He's
Yeah.
going to make your gas expensive, Shio.
Dang, yeah, it is. Every time I buy, it's worth it. It's worth it.
Yeah. Well, come back to Atlanta. It's $3.50.
Actually, yeah, I go to Costco, and then Costco is like $4 something,
Oh,
$4.10 maybe.
yeah.
So but there's a huge line. Everybody try to go Costco to get gas.
Yeah, that's something that is just my brother has a Costco near him in Orange County, and it's just like I've never seen it's like what the hell's going on? Is there like an accident or something? No, it's a Costco, and it's just like there's a million people there.
Yeah,
so.
Getting gas, yeah, because cheap.
The Chick-fil-A of gas and grocery stores.
That's all right. So, are there any other mini topics?
No, I think that's good.
Okay.
Save some more for next time.
Yeah.
Let's get into your main topic now.
All right. So today's main topic is sports and society. I mean, we haven't covered sports very much on this, and it's something I'm interested in. Matt has, I think, mild interest, and Shu. I guess, okay, we did cover martial arts, but I guess when I'm talking sports and society, I'm talking more organized team sports that would be associated with a city of some kind. So I guess basically I wanted to start just by asking, did you grow up watching sports of any kind?
Yeah, I grew up watching. I can say middle school. My friend introduced me to basketball. The first sport I was exposed to. I really love it, and also I was reading a manga called Slam Dunk. It's also basketball, and that really actually inspired me to want to be a basketball player when you were 11, 12, right? 12, 13, 12, yeah. So actually, it was a very good manga. So you guys should watch it too. Actually, it's anime now. You can watch it on YouTube probably. It's called Slam Dunk. Anyway, so yeah, and then as I get into it, actually, I was watching the NBA's, and Michael Jordan was the time was playing. So it's just watching him play is really it's just really I don't know, inspiring, right? And how he moves and stuff like that. So yeah. Anyway, so yeah, and then that's my growing up childhood sports experience.
All right, Matt.
All right, I guess I'm the counterpart here because I really didn't. Obviously I would see stuff on TV sometimes or watch, part of the Super Bowl, but I found it very not interesting. The only time I kind of got semi into watching sports was in college, for college football team, which is more, so you could argue there, it adds a lot to the camaraderie and is more of a social thing where your friends from college, want to go to the game or watch the game at a party or something. But besides for that, and then as soon as I left my undergrad, that dropped off immediately again. So I'm not really a sports watcher.
But
okay.
Did you play volleyball in high school?
I did lots of random sports. I did volleyball in junior high. But even the ones I played, I didn't really want to watch people. I did tennis through high school. I never really enjoyed watching tennis.
Okay, well, that was actually my next question is what did you play?
Yeah, I played basketball, yeah.
Okay.
I played probably the most tennis and baseball in terms of traditional sports, which are both not great spectator sports, to be fair.
Okay. See, that is
tennis. Okay. We should play tennis sometime then.
All right. It's been a while since I've played, but I think.
Okay, you're probably better than me still. I know I was never formally trained. At least you probably have coach that train you.
Kind of. I mean, there were volunteer high school coaches mostly.
Still
so
better than
it's
nothing.
it was pretty lackadaisical, but that's fine.
Well, I'm mostly self-taught, so we'll see.
So your tennis coach was a fool, is what you're telling me.
Yeah,
exactly.
Anyway, what were you saying, Mike?
Well, no. So I guess so my thesis in all of this is basically that, like, as social animals, humans need connection and purpose, and sports is just one of the avenues, like, by which they can attain that. So, so I guess it was interesting because part of what I was thinking about is, so I mean, one of the things you like to do, like, video games came to my mind when I was thinking about this, and Matt in particular, like, because Matt, like, will actually do you enjoy watching video games to some degree?
Some more, yeah. Like, I'm not, like, still not the biggest, like, esports watching fan, but I've definitely watched more of that, or been more inclined to.
Okay. I heard a lot of people that are watching it too, and I just really cool to see how people play it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess I was thinking about it because it's like I really enjoy watching, like, live sports, and even sports in video games I'm not, like, necessarily opposed to, but, like, generally speaking, I can't stand watching video games. And and I guess part of what I was thinking about is so one of the articles I read talked about, like, sports just being, like, in a way sort of like an art, like theater, really. So essentially, like, you watch it as a means of making, like, a human connection. So it's like, if you so you're essentially perspective taking and putting yourself in the players on the field shoes. And it's a way to, like, relate. So it's much easier if it's something you do. So, so do you find, like, I guess, Shu, when you were watching Michael Jordan, like, were you trying to put yourself in the game, or were you, was it something that seemed foreign to you?
I had no idea, but you could be right. I think one article you're saying, talking about mirror neurons. My neurons were probably firing in all cylinders while watching Michael Jordan. Yeah, I guess when I play, I try to simulate him as well, right? I do the fadeaway jump shot, which I can never do because it was just too much core, right? I can't really suspend myself in the air and then just using my core to do another jump. So yeah.
No, that's fair.
But some of the stuff now I do see while watching him. I guess it's part of learning, right? You say, how he moves, how he fake his opponent and stuff, right? What kind of strategy he was using. Yeah, part of the enjoyment of learning because I was playing at the same time, right? So I can learning. Part of it is learning, simulating myself in the situation as well. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. And I mean, Matt talked about, so another aspect of this, like, social connection is, yes, I like sports. So not only, so there's camaraderie in watching sports and being part of the team and, like, having your, we talked about tribalism on a previous episode, so I didn't want to go too much down that path, but, like, you have your tribe, with your team. But I would also say, like, if you're watching something you played, which I feel like so you're one sort of reliving, like, you're making a connection with the athlete, like, knowing what they're doing, but you're also sort of, I guess there's a nostalgia element, like, because, like, when you play sports, like, a big thing is, like, the locker room, like, everyone coming together and, like, building that camaraderie, like, we're on a team and we're here to win. So you can, in a way, like, relive that by watching that culture, like, represented, like, in games and stuff. So I guess that, so Matt, like, I guess I'm trying to think, like, is there anything you would say you watch, Matt, or I guess maybe you continue to play video games and, like, there's camaraderie on, like, the teams you're playing with. So maybe it's like you're still actively doing it, but.
So, sorry, what was the question?
Well, I was just thinking about, like, is there something you watch that would be, like, maybe a communal, like, experience?
Not right now.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think that
Squid Game, no?
Squid Game. Yeah, like I said, I think I did that in the past in my undergrad for, our big football team, but yeah, these days, not really.
No,
So
go ahead, Shu. Sorry.
Your main thesis was that the article you sent me? You were talking about like what's the theory about like why people watch sports? Like is it because for socializing? Like for community?
Well, no. So no. The article that I sent in, like the author of that article also wrote a book that I skimmed, but he claims that there's many different reasons people watch sports. So, I mean, he talks about sports being a distraction, sports being so I mean, like just a distraction for the difficulties of day-to-day life. He talks about sports being like a nostalgic thing. He talks about sports, the sort of the mirror neuron. So putting yourself in the or on the field of the athlete. He talks about sports being like sort of a bonding experience for people, both playing and watching. Sports being a piece of identity. But I guess so of the many reasons he lists, I really view them as rooted in the sense of basically I view them as really like either social like connection or like meaning. Like they can be grouped under those two things, like
meaning. What's the meaning of sports?
Well, that's right. Well, I mean, so I guess people. I don't know if you've watched like how many games you've watched with people, but you can people definitely get pride. Like when you used to watch the Bulls, like if they called a certain play, like okay, there's Jordan's gonna have the ball, just center top of the 3-point line. Like Pippen's gonna set a screen and he's gonna take a 3 and they win the game. Like if you thought like, oh, that's what they should do, and that's what they did, like you have a certain sense of accomplishment.
Yeah, I mean, even without that, right? Without saying, oh, that's what you make the play. I mean, people even they identify with the home team, even the team won, it just make you feel good anyway, right? You identify with winner,
like you
right?
won.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Right, exactly. So I mean, it does give people purpose. Yes, in a general, sort of a general sense, but particularly because I mean, so it's something you're dedicating time to, right?
Yeah.
And at the games, and I think so. A piece of that article is sports also is really good at selling people on this. Mm-hmm. I often think if you look at football stadiums, it's almost, and I mean, I think they even there have been a lot of people who've likened them to almost like religious services, like sports and religion. The leagues, just like religion gives you purpose, right? Like you're formed in the image of God, you're his children. If you do what's right, you're going to get into heaven. Right. And sports in many ways, I guess we'll talk about if you go to a game, one athletes when they win, it's oh, well, it's, we have to thank the fans, without their support, we couldn't do it. And at games, it's all about oh, this is the hardest building to play in. And to some extent, that's true. I mean, it's it's harder for football teams on offense to get play calls if it's too loud. And, the noise can throw off and rattle different quarterbacks and all these other types of things. But I mean, really, it's not them executing on the field, but, they sports sells the fans as an integral part of the game.
So do you guys have any crazies I meant to look it up, but I forgot. What's the craziest fan behaviors you have seen? Have you heard of craziest fan behaviors? Yeah, what kind of violence are you talking about?
I mean,
don't European soccer teams sometimes have mini riots between their fans, on semi-regularity? I feel I've seen videos where they start fighting in the street with hundreds of people on both sides, and it's this is a mini war over a soccer game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I have some even a college football, and even in college football in the U.S., right? A lot of people, I heard at college, some college, when they just other teams coming to play, and then they just do crazy stuff, to I don't know, to make them feel bad and stuff like that. So I guess I mean, why people care so much, I guess, to commit violence against the others, right? It's just a game, right? So.
It's religion. I mean, that's literally what I mean. It's like, so, I mean, as I say, like, it gives you a sense of connection. So, and really you can roll it into like one thing, like, and the connections you have help to form your identity. So it's like, if you're in Philadelphia and you're an Eagles fan and the Giants fans come to your game, it's, and the Giants win on a bullshit play that the referees handed them, like, then it's part of your right to like hit someone over the head with a bottle. Like,
is that how it goes?
Yes. So yeah. I mean, it's, yeah. So I guess so when people like people act violently, it's because I assume because they're like, it's an affront to their identity. I mean, literally, I got pretty pissed. Like, when I was a kid, I was like an intense Boston sports fan. So when they got eliminated from the playoffs, I was devastated. and I mean, but I mean, since then, it's like, now I don't care nearly as much, but it's a much less integral piece of my identity.
Still, describe devastation. Like, what happens when they lost? Like, what did you do? Now, did you just go try to kill yourself or stuff like that? I don't know.
I didn't try to commit suicide, no. But I was like legitimately like bummed out. Like, I was sad for like days.
Days.
Well, I mean, it's something like
your
I say.
Teacher's like, is something wrong, Michael? And you're like, the fucking Celtics lost.
Well, I mean, when the Patriots were 18-0 and lost in the Super Bowl, like the city of Boston was like in mourning. Yeah. So,
Do you not eat? Nice, for a couple of days?
Well, no, I mean, I would eat, but it's more just, but it's like you're bummed.
It's not as devastating as I thought you were, then. You're not a hardcore fan enough.
Yes. Well, no. I mean, there are fans maybe who.
So, yeah, then that brings to a point, actually. There's a lot of like Boston fans that are more hardcore and more like, compared to Boston fans right now, more like, what do you call that? Like, more really loving the teams and stuff like that. Compared to Atlanta, right? When the Brave won this year, I don't think anybody really cares. Some people care, but not.
No. They cared. Cause well, I mean, I don't know. Like, I know my friend Monish was super into it. And he asked, like every day, like, I think
she's there?
Yeah, we're here. She's frozen.
Okay. Yeah, I'm saying that I just feel like Atlanta fans not compare. I mean, relative speaking, I care, but relative compared to Boston is just not, doesn't have different energy, right? So I was curious, like, why some place in the fans that care more, and then the other place that just care none the other, right? So
Boston teams win.
That probably is a big part. But I feel like Boston as a city has like a stronger identity. You just, hear people being like, I'm from Boston more, or it seems to carry something more than, like, if someone says they're from Atlanta, I'm just like, oh, they lived in Atlanta, right? But, Boston is more like an identity, right?
Well, Boston,
and I think this ties into the sports things. Like, I think Mike's, I think it's right. Like, people wrap sports teams into their identities when they're strong fans, right? And, very much like a religion, I've heard that comparison before, because it gives them things to do, things to purchase, and place into your house, objects of worship, sports fan memorabilia and stuff. But you wrap it up and you're like, I am this fan. So, anyway.
Yeah, no. I mean, I think that's a good summary. I mean, but I would say Boston is often considered like a town. It's its culture is very different than Atlanta. Yeah. So I would agree with Matt that, Boston definitely is, like, being from Boston is often maybe more of an identity for a lot of people than being from Atlanta. And maybe it is sort of the spread out aspect. And a couple of things, like, I mean, Boston teams over the last 30, since 2000. I guess 2 was when. So I mean, it's coming up on 20 years. Boston has had a very long run of good sports. So a lot of people, like, when your team's winning, it's easy to watch. And the more you watch, the more people you meet, or the more people are watching, and like you build more of a relationship around that. And and the more time you dedicate to it, so it becomes more and more part of you. So
yeah, winning definitely helps encourage to have more fans.
Yeah.
So I was going to do a fun little anecdote about the Saints football team, which y'all may not know. Historically, not a great football team. At one point, a few decades ago, they were so bad for a while. People started wearing brown paper bags over their heads at the football games as like a joke that they're like embarrassed to be a Saints fan, so they're going to hide their face. So it became this like, I would call it a meme now, but at the time,
they still went to the game.
Yeah, they went to the game and they put their brown paper bag over their head to hide their identity because they're ashamed.
The owner money,
but well, they're still fans. They're just ashamed of their identity now, but they still have the identity.
That's true. Yes, I had heard that before, but because I mean, oftentimes like the Bruins. I've only seen the Bruins win one Stanley Cup, and they were always my favorite team. And a lot of people hate the owners of the Bruins because they're cheap. They will not keep superstar talent. And so a lot of people would say, like, do not go to Bruins games because that's a way to like hurt the owner. Like, so,
same thing with the New York Knicks, right? Everybody hates the owner.
Yes. Yeah. Shoes frozen again. But, the owner of the New York Knicks is hated for many reasons. He threw out, a fan, literally, told him to, fuck himself, when he was at a game or something. And he, literally threw the fan out and banned him for life. And it's like, you're a billionaire.
What a bitch move. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. If you're a billionaire who owns the team, who cares what a single fan says? Just let him, you should just laugh that off. Whatever.
Yeah, no. And he's in a bit, the owner of the New York Knicks is just an insecure douche, allegedly. I don't know if I could be sued for saying that, but, but he, he's in a band. And he literally, when the Eagles played at because he owns Madison Square Garden too. So when the Eagles played Madison Square Garden, he had his band open for them.
Nice.
Yes.
Is the band good? Did you listen?
Some of the songs are it's enjoyable for maybe
I don't think
the
so.
Right reasons.
He's an amateur, so I don't think he's any good.
So.
Speaking of sport, I guess the Boston and Atlanta remind me of the what do you call that? Georgia and Alabama again.
Oh yeah, it's always college football championship.
Yeah. So what do you think about that?
It's irrelevant. Irrelevant. Well, again, growing up in Boston, in the South. I would contend that basically colleges, and specifically college sports is an integral part of many, many, many people's identities. Mm-hmm. In the North, we don't have good college sports except for hockey. And and really it's all it's basically BU, BC, Minnesota. It's a handful. It's sort of a handful of teams, but hockey is not as big as football, but so in the North we don't have college sports basically. We have hockey and that's it, because BC hasn't won anything meaningful in forever, and they're the best team in Boston for college sports. So
gotcha.
This is why the SEC always wins football.
Yeah. So
the party schools too, right?
Yeah. I mean, I guess again, those if you're partying, sports is a easy thing to sort of watch and bond over. So I remember playing in high school, and now I watch this person play. So.
Have you guys seen Ted Lasso?
Say that again.
I don't think so.
You haven't seen Ted Lasso?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's Apple TV. It's a TV show actually. It's about American football coach go to England to coach real football. And yeah, it's actually during the pandemic. It was on the Wall Street Journal or New York Times doing episode summaries almost every week or something about it.
Sounds kind of interesting.
Yeah, because it's
on
actually
Apple TV.
Yeah, it's Apple TV. Apple TV actually only $5 a month, so you can probably afford it. And it has very good content.
I'm not going to pay for it.
Well, you can do 1 week trial, but it's actually it's a pretty Apple TV have pretty good content. Anyway, so Ted Lasso is one of the before Squid Game. Ted Lasso was in the Squid Game. Basically,
I see.
Yeah.
Well, clearly it didn't get as big as Squid Game, but
yeah. It's pretty big, but yeah. Anyway, I watched it. It was quite enjoyable too. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, you guys should watch it. It's about sports and comedy too. So yeah.
It does sound like it could be kind of funny having American and European sports culture clash, but
yeah.
I'll just pirate it. Screw Apple.
No, why? You pirate? There's no point in pirating anymore because you take so much work. You need to pirate it, and also you're gonna get a lot of these viruses on your computers. Is it worth it, really?
In the modern age, it is extremely easy to pirate things.
Oh, sure. $5 a month. What's that per day for you?
I think it would be more effort to sign up for the service, even if it was free, than it would take for me to pirate it. That's the truth of the matter in these days. I won't share details, to be a good citizen and not spread how to do crime. But, that's just how it goes.
All right. Anyway.
All right.
What else, Mike?
All right. So I guess we've covered sports as a sense of identity.
Right. Talking about sports then, should we ban football because of traumatic brain injury? Your opinion. Go.
No.
Okay.
Because you're not playing it?
No. Okay. So CTE, chronic traumatic encephalopathy. So,
oh, wow.
That's right.
He knows that. He knows the acronym.
Yes. So there's many people. So for example, Aaron Hernandez, former Patriot tight end, who killed someone for I believe the story was someone stepped on his shoes in a club, so he murdered them. He also killed himself in prison. So he had a particularly horrible case of CTE, and there's speculation about athletes, and Junior Seau dealt with horrible depression and shot himself in the chest to donate his brain to science. So it is a pretty pervasive problem. I am more maybe on board with the delaying of kids starting in football more so than just getting rid of football. So a lot of these players have been playing since they were pretty small children, and they've been getting their bell rung. That was sort of the old way of saying getting a concussion. Since they were pretty small kids, and it's really the repeated injury that I mean, granted, one concussion is going to do something, but it's the repeated injury I think that causes people to be depressed and volatile.
Yeah. But what about rugby though? Rugby, how come you don't have a similar situation in rugby? Because the rugby is now you don't wear any protective gears, right?
Exactly.
You just
that's the key.
Yeah. So I think the idea is, since you have a nice helmet in football, people are willing to dive in, head first on stuff. Right. While with rugby, it's you try to avoid hitting anything with your head because it'll hurt much more. It's kind of an instance of protection sometimes can make things worse because you're not acting as safe, and then the protection gives an illusion of safety. It's very similar to boxing versus MMA, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So boxing, you have larger gloves, and there's a whole system where if you hit someone and they fall down, the ref gives them a chance to stand up and count and stuff. And at the surface, this seems much safer than MMA, where when someone tiny gloves, and if someone gets elbowed in the face and falls over, the guy jumps on top of them and starts trying to like beat their head in, right? That seems much more savage and brutal, but it's actually way safer because boxing is like, oh, you had like a minor concussion from being hit really hard. We're going to give you just enough time to semi-recover so you can be punched in the head again. While in MMA, it's like, it's just, it's not the repeated thing. It's like gets over fast. If you actually take a hard hit, that's probably it.
Got you. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So yeah.
What did you get, Mike? Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I just got Uber Eats because I have CrossFit after this, and so I want to eat.
Yeah. So anyway, I think, I'm not an expert on this. I know less about football, but I think the idea is like the helmet encourages them to like continuously like, hit stuff with their head. And if you did rugby style, I've heard that as a solution. People like go to like rugby things where they wear like a very, very thin, like, or like the old school, like thin leather helmets. And it's like, and just means you can't just headbutt something, but it, stops the worst of the injuries.
Right. Because in like when it comes to like essentially it's your like brain like rattling, right? So like if you're in a helmet, like if you hit with enough force, you're still gonna get movement. So
yeah, you're stopping it, right? Yeah.
But like it's possible to tackle without head first, right? Like where you try to bring people down by wrapping them up or like getting your shoulder into them and stuff, right? But professionals are going to prioritize what's most effective, if it doesn't, and if there's a potential of long-term down the line accumulated injury, that's not easy to like kind of realize in the moment, right? When you're like, I need to win this game.
Right.
So instead of getting to move football, why don't you go back to like that without the gears and stuff? Would it be less fun and people will still be watching? So.
To be fair, it does look cool when someone just like dives straight into someone, right? So it probably would be a little less fun, but I'm sure people would get over it. I don't know.
Well, I will say like with the current NFL, like people, like a lot of purists, and again, this is probably because like this is the way I played or whatever, but like they will say like, oh, it's becoming like a soft league, like because the NFL is like in the last 10 plus years, they've really focused on protecting quarterbacks because quarterbacks are like the money makers. So, so any type of like late contact on a quarterback, like after they've gotten rid of the ball or any head contact to a quarterback, it's, like it's a penalty and, fines or whatever. So a lot of people have said like it softens the league. It's, and it's not as good of a game as it used to be. So.
They keep seeing Tom Brady get older and they're like, this guy makes us so much money. We can't have him getting hurt.
That's right.
But they're like, he's 40 now. We need more rules. All right. 2-hand touch on the quarterback now.
He's 40? I thought he's 43 or something.
Yeah.
I don't know his exact age. I'm not a Boston fan. Okay. Ask Mike.
Oh no. He is, it's Tampa fan now. He's 43 or 44.
That's right. That's right. He left.
So do you not like Tom Brady anymore because he's Tampa now?
No, I would say I root for the Patriots first, but if it's Tampa and anyone other than New England, I would root for Tampa.
Got you.
So is Boston in general like that? Are they like, oh, you played for us for a long time. We still like you,
I would say certainly last year where the Patriots were not really a contending team and he was on a contending team. I think a lot of them still rooted for him because like the Patriots literally had sucked forever, like before he was on the team. And then they were, premier franchise for his whole 20 years. So, so I think a lot of the city was like, yeah, we'll root for Tom no matter what. And I think that's still the case, but particularly last year. So
Interesting. So I know LSU had a coach named Nick Saban once, and then he left and went to their big rival Alabama. Yeah. And people in Louisiana did not feel that way. They felt personally betrayed and would often refer to him as Nick Satan instead of Nick Saban. Very upset. Maybe it was a difference in how long, and there's some maybe going to a rival much earlier, versus like giving them enough championships to to feel like he really like paid his dues or whatever. But
Right.
Interesting how that goes.
Well, I mean, I think it's also a rival situation, right? I mean, because like the Red Sox had Johnny Damon during their 2004 World Series one, which was the one that broke the curse of the Bambino and everything. And so they won their first World Series in like 86 years. And he subsequently, I don't remember if it was the next year or not. I think it was probably a couple of years. Like he went to the Yankees. And I think there was more bad blood there. Like there was no no way the fans were going to be rooting for the Yankees or rooting for him. Like, I mean, I think that maybe the hatred you described was a little bit less because he had helped them break that curse, and they actually like won the World Series with him. But there certainly wasn't like the goodwill that Tom Brady has. But I mean, Tom Brady is also the GOAT, so.
Of course he is. You mean I think his motto is that no cheating, no championships. Yes. That's what I say. So yeah, I don't know, a lot of people just like have a passionate hate for like Tom Brady too. Like, as I really don't understand that. I mean the fact that I admire him because of his longevity, basically, right? He's still playing like 43, 44, you know? But yeah, a lot of people just hate him with like passion. It's like, that's something about that. But anyway, so I guess last question for you, Mike, is like, I think you say the main topic is sports and society. So what society point that you want to make about sports and society? What is the society part you want to talk about?
Well, yeah. So, I mean, sports, I think very much is like a religion. Like and I think there's lots of, I guess, activities that could be likened to religion. But I mean, I guess with sports, it's much easier to see just because like on Sundays, there's stadiums or Saturdays and Sundays, there's stadiums with hundreds of thousands of people, like literally dressed together, doing the same like movements together, and like and really like making what they're witnessing like part of their identity, like throughout the week. So and they literally like, you know, what's the word, proselytize, like to like people like, oh no, like the Patriots are the best football team in the NFL. Like I can't be friends with people who aren't Patriots. Like, so, and they talk about the games like almost like it's like a Bible story, right?
You got your traditions, you got your mythos from past greats of your team and stuff.
Right. And I think anything that's like a super, or any hobby that you like make part, like, I mean, you know, so for me, it could be like doing comedy, like, you know, like my theater friends and I sit around and like we talk about like, oh, that scene was, you know, like so great because of XYZ, or, you know, really funny, or remember this, remember that. Like, so there's the stories that like build the, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, in this situation, you're talking about division. So I feel like the society, actually, in this case, division actually is good for society. I mean, and it's not good for society. It's good for the money-making NFL, right? Like when the fans are more divisive, you divide out on the fans, basically, right? Intentionally, right? And when they are more divisive, then there's a more difference, and people are more passionate about it. I identify with the team, and then the NFL actually make a lot of money from it, because for this case, actually, like, it's in the best interest of NFL to divide the people, right? So actually, in this division, actually, it's good for whatever the money, even for economic sense, right? It's good. People spend more money, you know. It's good for society, I guess, you know.
Well,
in this situation of like division, right?
Well, we talked about. Yeah, I mean, we talked about on the tribalism episode that like division is a natural piece of like how we think. Like that was the thesis of the tribalism episode, that essentially like the us versus them mentality is a natural one. It's just what lines do we divide ourselves across? So I mean, so sports and sports teams is one line. So when we say make make sports part of our identity. Like the us becomes Patriots fans, Falcons fans, and the them becomes the other 31 teams. So it's just like, so, I mean, I think a critical piece of our identities is like what is an identity other than like what groups we associate ourselves with, right?
Yeah.
I was going to say, you can't have an identity without people who aren't part of that identity, right? Like there has to be the other that you're differentiating from, or it doesn't really make sense. Mm-hmm. In this case, sports makes that very easy because it's the other team with the wrong colors.
Right, exactly. So
apparently Shu hated my comment. He just walked out.
Yeah, that's right. No, essentially that's the point, which I mean is I feel like a lot of the topics we cover, like the points the points underlying them may be similar or very related, but
yeah, we really got this identity tribalism thing. We're pushing it into a lot of areas these days. Is this, if we ever summarized, the Junto Club after a while, it'd be like, how do humans work? We'll just be like, they're all just groupthink,
Yes,
identities making you do stuff.
And life is meaningless. So.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Glad to have you back, Shu.
Yeah.
Wait, did your Uber Eats just arrive as well?
No.
All right.
No, I just need to use the restroom. So yeah, I guess it's good. It's a good place to end. I guess I might need to go eat stuff like that.
Yeah. I'll scarf down my food and go to CrossFit.
Any last comments? I guess.
I don't know. Not really.
Okay.
What are we doing?
Next week?
I don't know if we know yet. We'll have to figure that out.
Okay. No, I think it's Matt. Are you doing something next week?
Yeah, I think it'd be me, but I don't know what topic I'm going to do, so I have to figure it out.
Well, if not, then might have another topic, right?
We will need to plan that around. I want Jake to be on that one because he knows. So my next topic, whenever it happens, will be K-pop. But
K-pop.
Yes.
Okay.
So.
All right.
Interesting.
All right.
So yeah, let me know if we do anything next week. I guess next weekend I'll be actually going to be in Atlanta. So.
Okay.
Going to be Eastern time for me as well. So.
Very good. Well. All right. Well, I'm going to end the recording here. So I guess our sign off will be people are groupthink and life is meaningless.
So depressing. Okay.
Junto Club.